My people, welcome to IGBO AREA TV, where we speak the truth with boldness and clarity. Today, we must talk about a painful matter. That is the demolition of many Igbo-built structures in Lagos. This is not just about bricks and blocks. It's about people's sweat, their future and their children's hope. It is about the system that allows a five-story building to rise only to bulldoze it, to bring bulldozers when the dream is complete. And it's about the uncomfortable question. Is this only about illegal structures, or is there a deeper hatred for Igbo people hiding under government policy? That is why we are here today. In recent days, the Lagos State government has moved with heavy machines to demolish massive structures at the Trade Fair complex, the Ladipo market, Alaba, and other key business areas dominated by Igbo. Like we said, many of these structures belong to Igbo businessmen and women. We are not talking about small kiosks or wooden shacks. These are plazas, five-story buildings, complete with lifts and modern facilities. Buildings that took years of planning and millions of naira to erect. Now, the official reason. Government says these buildings were illegal, built on public land without proper approval. But here is the question every thinking Nigeria is asking. How did such big structure rise to the 5th floor without government knowing? Where was the Ministry of Physical Planning when the first foundation block was ready? Where was the inspectors when the 2nd, 3rd, 4th floors were rising? And don't be surprised, almost all of these buildings have their records with the government. If you or I try to build even a small bungalow in Lagos, the government will stop you from that day one. If you don't have an approval plan, you know that. So how did this plaza escape all that scrutiny? My people, let us speak the truth. Yes, the plain truth. This is happening mostly in Igbo-dominated markets. Places where our brothers and sisters have turned wasteland, canals, into cities of trade. Many Igbo landlords have the documents to prove they bought the land or leased the property, yet the bulldozers still came.
Well, we're speaking with one of those who was affected by that exercise yesterday carried out by the Lagos State government. Mr. Charles Ekpunobi joins us. He's a business operator at the Trade Fair complex in Lagos. Mr. Ekpunobi, these pictures we are seeing on our screens are really, really tough to watch, especially if one were to put themselves in your shoes. I know that this must be very difficult times for you, but can you tell us, just how we got to this situation?
Mobe, thank you very much for having me. First of all, I would like to thank the chairman of stakeholder and the executive director of, and as well as the director of the Trade Fair complex, sent there by the president for calming the masses down. You understand? First of all, we are there in Trade Fair for almost 20-something years, and the people that is giving us approval, you understand, is Trade Fair Management Board. That is federal government, Ministry of Lands and Urban Development. You understand? Most of the buildings you see there, my own in particular, have a complete document, and it's been supervised from foundation to the roofing level, which you are seeing now, you understand, by them. And after which the approval was given to me, you understand. So I was still on my bed when my staffs, I have staffs, there are many staffs and workers and the rest of them, both Yorubas and Igbo, they're calling me, Oga, our building is being demolished. I say, how come? You understand? So my sister, Mabe, I am still surprised up to today that a building that have approval can be demolished without prior notice. Nobody gave us notice. The notice I saw on the tele now was even right on that day. You understand? But that was to the I think the government building, the traffic complex, the traffic complex board. Yeah, Lagos International Traffic Complex Board, that people managing the place. It was in their building. They come to the government building and say, this building is not fit for this thing. They marked it. But on our own, you understand? Like this one you're showing on the TV now is being marked at the government building, the one occupied by government. But our own, no notice. And it was that day they marked it. Our own, no notice, no nothing, no information. You understand? If Lagos State wants us to come and do approval, after getting federal government approval, we should start to come and get a state approval and get local government approval. We don't have any option. We will come. They didn't tell us. You understand? We still are at our bed. Why they came in the night with talks, heavy talks, police and rest of them, to demolish the building that have government approval. You understand? My son was asking me yesterday, Daddy, is it true that they don't want Igbos again in Lagos? You understand? I know when you were celebrating that you have approval. What happens again? I didn't have any answer that I will give to my son. Mape, please, do you have any answer? Can you give me an answer to give to my son?
Are you aware of any previous dispute between the management of the Lagos International Trade Fair as well as the Lagos State government? And if you are, do you know what became of the initial discussions?
I think Lagos State is a government. You understand? Trade Management Board is as well a part of federal government. You understand? And they're being sent there by federal government. I am a private individual. You understand? I cannot mingle with under the affairs of the government and the rest of them. But all I know and all we traders know is that we are there legitimately. You understand? We did not force ourselves there. You understand? We was at Lagos Island before they invited us to come and invest here. Due to the love we have in our country, due to we believe that this country is one, and due to we believe, we come and invest. You understand? We come and invest and we stay there and doing business. In fact, what happened yesterday, behold, I saw my billions melting away. You understand? I saw them melting away. If they're having jurisdiction and the rest of them, if we masses, we are, without the masses, there will be no government, Malpe. You understand? So they should, I cannot dictate to them who owns what. You understand? But let them decide. You understand? But if I can show you now, beside me now is my complete approval. You understand? I acquired that land legitimately from government. You understand? Because since we have been there since 20 years ago. If you want, I will show you some of our approval, some of this thing 20 years back from federal government. You understand? So if state government come in now and say that they want to take over, they should do it in a normal way and let us, you understand? No. These are the things that touts do. Government should not involve themselves in that. But
it is hard to ignore the pattern. When you see that the victims are mostly Igbo, you begin to ask, is this really about building approval or is it about breaking the economic backbone of the Igbo in Lagos? For years, we have had politicians use dangerous words during elections. Words like, we will chase them away if they don't vote for us. You heard that one when the Oba of Lagos said that. We saw violence in some Igbo markets during the 2023 elections. Now we are seeing bulldozers in the same places. Is this a coincidence or a continuation of some old tribal politics? Now, even if we accept the government's claim that these structures are illegal, the real failure is not the trader, but the government itself. I watched a Nigerian info program on radio. Somebody said clearly, if I want to build a 5-story building in Lekki, will the military allow me to reach the roof before asking me for permits?
Two things. One, how do you have that kind of money, build up that kind of structure without having the prerequisite permit?
Those were not small buildings.
They were not small. The one was a 5-story building, which would probably have a lift. There were plazas. How would I have my hard-earned money? I want to put up a 5-story building in a place like Lagos, and I won't have the permits. What would I be saying? The number two is that the Lagos State government should be flogged mercilessly. Officials.
Flogged.
Yes. How do you have somebody constructing that kind of structure on one line, and you want to tell me that nobody in the ministry knew about this until it got to the 5th floor? Why do we, like what, God bless my dead mother, your she still call it campaign after election? How do you have a government in place, in a place like Trade Fair Complex that is open to everybody, and you have people building 4-story buildings, 5-story buildings, and you say you have a ministry that is in charge of construction? And the PAMSEC now it feels good enough and whatever to now come and demolish the buildings, when it could have been stopped immediately from foundation level. You should have known.
I personally don't know why those buildings were demolished. In the report that I saw, they didn't state exactly the reason.
Look, there was something that had to do with not having an approved plan, and it wasn't one building.
It wasn't one. That's
and it should be avoided, because
thing.
to now narrow it down to show the wickedness of our people. I can bet my last dollar that all those who own all those buildings are from one ethnic background. Yes, this is what happens when you don't do things at the right time. So is it a case of let them waste all their money, at the appropriate time we'll come and demolish it? Is that what has happened? Is that what has happened?
Or could it be a case of we'll do it and nothing will happen?
Or could it be a case of we'll do it and nothing will happen?
Exactly. If a government agency watches a building climb floor after floor without stopping it, that government is either incompetent, corrupt, or wicked. Yes, some Lagos officials may have collected bribes along the way. Some may have turned a blind eye until the building were complete, only to later come back with bulldozers and cameras. This is not governance. This is ambush governance. This is wickedness. Behind every demolished structures are human stories. A father who took a bank loan to build. A mother who saved for 10 years to open her shop. Children whose school fees depend on rent from these plazas. In one night, bulldozers destroyed not just concrete, but dreams. Onye ọwụna do behind this oyadona. Ama na ndị banye na-eme mistake, mana onye ọwụna do aka edo n'efa oyadona ya mma. Anyị chọrọ ịpụ na 1966, ha agbakọrọ aka sị na ya apụ na ya wofu Nigeria. Nyawa anyị kpakọcha. Ndị banye agwara m ụnụ, anyị kpakọcha. He lishapụ. And let us remember, we are called Nigerians, citizens of one country. if this can happen to Igbo traders today, if Hausa people are successful like Igbos, it will also happen to them tomorrow. As in, if they are itinerary people moving like Igbos. We are one Nigeria, but we are being treated like strangers. No one is safe. The government of Lagos State must stop hiding behind the word illegal. If there were illegalities, publish the names of the officials who allow construction to continue. Show the documents. Show the inspection reports. Let the public know who collected bribes and who signed it. Second, there must be a compensation for innocent landlords and tenants who can prove they follow the process or were misled by corrupt officials. But there is no such, I'm very sure. And thirdly, Igbo political leaders must rise. Governors of the Southeast must speak with one voice. It's not this is beyond I have to join APC so that I'll come back for second term. You don't have a say. If you have a say, you will remain in your political party and face APC. But you want to be want to find your way to, you believe it's by rigging, that if you don't take side with them, they will rig you out. And the moment they are the one that put you in office, they will also decide for you. You will not have a say. They will hurt your people. And you can do nothing. Because you are subservient to them. It's somehow, yes, the Yoruba man is a president, but it doesn't mean that the whole governors of Southeast must submit to him. No. You will see northern governors opposing presidents on several occasions. They oppose Jonathan. But the southeastern governors does not have the guts to tell the president, you are hurting this region. They cannot speak in one voice. One of them must be sabotaging the others. I know follow. Because of what he wants to get from Aso Rock. Igbo leaders, this is not the time for silence. Let me tell you, silence today will invite more destruction tomorrow. Finally, we the people must remain united. Some other people are hailing them. Oh, should be these Igbo people. We must show them. Waiting Igbo people do you know if you talk. Let me tell you, this is not about an Igbo fight too. It's not about an Igbo fight. This is a Nigerian fight for justice and good governance. Because a government that demolishes without conscience will one day demolish all of us. In case you don't know. Ndibo, my people, let us remember. Buildings can be destroyed, but the spirit of a people cannot be demolished. The Igbo man is known for resilience. We have rebuilt before, not be today, and we will rebuild again. But we must also fight for. In Nigeria, if you people, for those who believe in Nigeria, for those who want to continue to believe, you have to fight for a Nigeria where no tribe is punished for their success. To our viewers, share this video, call your representatives, demand accountability. Let the world know that this is what is happening in Lagos. It is not a local issue. It is a national warning. This is IGBO AREA TV. We stand for truth. We stand for justice. And we'll continue to speak until Nigeria becomes a land where every citizen, no matter their tribe, can build without fear. I'm Azuka Uche. I sign out for now.